Hello everyone, in today's video I'll be reviewing Man of Steel from 2013. After Superman Returns was not the big mega hit that Warner Bros. Wanted it to be, instead of making a sequel to Superman Returns, Warner Bros. Decided once again to reboot the franchise and go in a different direction. Unlike the previous Superman movies that were more lighthearted, they decided to take a risk and make a darker Superman film. Man of Steel was directed by Zack Snyder, prior to this, directed the Dawn of the Dead remake, 300, Alan Moore's Watchmen, and would go on to direct films like Sucker Punch and Army of the Dead. The film was produced by Charles Roven, Christopher Nolan, Emma Thomas, Deborah Snyder, Zack Snyder's wife. Christopher Nolan had prior to this, as you all know, directed the Dark Knight trilogy. The story was written by David S. Goyer, who also wrote the screenplay, and Christopher Nolan. And David S. Goyer, as you all know, who wrote the Dark Knight trilogy with Christopher Nolan films. The movie stars Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Michael Shannon, Kevin Costner, Diane, Laurance Fishbourne, Christopher Maloni, and Russell Crowe. The music was done by Hans Zimmer. Man of Steel was released on June 14, 2013, and made $668 million at the box office. Man of Steel is based on another reimagination of Superman origin storytelling. Krypton is destroyed, Jor-El and Laura send their son Cavill to planet Earth. He's raised by the Kents on Smallville, raised as Clark Kent. He slowly develops on his powers, grows up to become Superman. General Zod lands on Earth and threatens Earth. If Cavill does not give up and turn himself to General Zod, he will destroy Earth. Man of Steel is a movie that you either like or dislike, especially from comic book fans or Superman fans. It's a mixed movie that you either like or don't like. But in my honest own humble opinion, I don't like this movie at all. I find it boring, bland, too much action scenes, and does not focus enough on story and character development. The action sequences are fast-paced, confusing, and the movie has no idea what direction it wants to go in. The problem with too many action scenes every minute, we are not given enough time to understand the motives, the story, the dilemmas, and the obstacle of these characters. Even if we do get some parts getting to know these characters, they're not very well written, to be honest. This movie is a mess. What made the original Superman movies with Christopher Reeve so good is that not every moment had to have an action-packed epic scenes. It had great melodrama scenes, dilemmas, problem-solving, good character development, good stories, great dialogue, and great build-ups up until the big epic finales against the villains. When this movie came out, I did not see this in the movie theaters, and boy am I glad I did not see it when it came out. I saw this movie a year later renting on Netflix, and I turned it off after like 40 minutes because I was not impressed with what I saw. And around that time period, I watched online YouTube critics reviewing not caring about spoilers, because at that point I really did not give a shit about Man of Steel. But for this movie review, I finally saw it all the way through for the first time, and my feelings and opinions have not changed that much. I still do not think this movie is not good at all. Unlike Bryan Singer's Superman Returns, which made me sad, let down, not inspired, not excited, and did not get anything new out of that movie, this movie made me angry, annoyed, irritated. It was an insult to the Superman character. As a DC fan and Superman fan, I felt insulted by Zack Snyder not giving a proper storytelling for Superman. And surprisingly to Zack Snyder's credit, he was trying to make Superman his own, unlike Bryan Singer, who did make Superman Returns as a spiritual sequel / tribute. But Zack Snyder did not make Superman any better compared to Bryan Singer. It was an interesting attempt, I will say that, to make a dark Superman movie, but Zack Snyder did not pull it off. He had directed The Watchmen prior to this, and I thought, maybe this movie will be in good hands, and boy was I wrong about that. Even though Christopher Nolan did not direct this movie, it had some similar same plot elements taken from Batman Begins. Just like Batman in Batman Begins, Superman travels the world. It's also told through a flashback like in Batman Begins, but I'm not sure what the runtime was for the flashbacks in this movie. Sometimes those flashback scenes felt like Nolan directed those scenes in some ways. Even though I don't like this movie, I will admit though, the set designs of Krypton and the imagery were very good, had very nice visuals. But the opening scene was very, cliche for me. I know the story of Superman. Do I need to keep being reminded, all over again? Similar how like in Spider-Man or Batman, how we know Batman's parents were shot and murdered by a thug. And how we know that Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider. How many more times are they going to keep seeing this done over and over again? I guess they will keep redoing superhero origin stories all over again until the end of time in movies. This movie did have a good selection of all-star actors, but unfortunately to me it was like wasted. Henry Cavill plays Superman in this film. I'll admit, I had no idea who he was before this film at the time. Just like Brandon Routh and Christopher Reeves, they were all unknown actors at the time. He's an okay Superman, but he's no Christopher Reeves. He doesn't really bring anything new or interesting or unique to the character of Superman. I did not like the idea that Clark Kent exposed his secret identity does not work for the Daily Planet until the end of the movie, disguising himself as Clark Kent, where everyone seems to know his secret identity already. Also, the S does not stand for hope. The S stands for Superman, dummies. Even though he could point out Superman stands for hope for the whole world in a way. One thing I will respect and admire about Henry Cavill was his dedicated to the weight train, really getting big as possible without taking steroids to get big as Superman. That's respect for him and dedication right there. I'm also not gonna lie, he's probably the biggest actor I've ever seen like play Superman in a movie. Amy Adams plays Lois Lane in this movie. While I will admit, I love her as an actress, but as Lois Lane, she is not good. In this movie, she is so bland with no personality as Lois Lane. I did not like that she already knows that Superman is Clark Kent already. That is way too early in the series for her to find out already. They didn't even get a chance to develop these characters and give them respect for her to know his real secret identity. In Smallville, Lois Lane did not find out about Clark Kent's secret until season 10 because they took their time and it was well written and it was deserved and earned. The relationship in this movie was rushed. It's not very convincing. They did not even know each other well enough to kiss. They kiss after knowing each other for one day. That's just lame and stupid right there. Not only did Zack Snyder insult Superman in this movie, he also insulted Lois Lane. Lois Lane is one of my all-time favorite DC comic book characters. Watching Amy Adams' performance in this movie makes me wish that I was watching Dan Delaney from the Superman animated series. In the Superman animated series, Lois Lane and Superman did not kiss until the last episode because it was rewarded and it was a great build-up and it was well worth the wait for them to kiss until the final episode. Another example of build-up and respected and earned. Also, Lois Lane was just a love interest. There wasn't much of a point of her character in this film. Michael Shannon, whether or not you like or dislike him in this film, to me, he was like way over the top as General Zod. Again, he's another great actor, but he was not a good General Zod in just my own personal opinion. I get it, his performance is different than Terrence Stamp. He was trying to make it his own. For some reason, I still prefer Terrence Stamp as General Zod over Michael Shannon. It was a real shock to see Superman kill General Zod. Yes, Superman did kill General Zod in Superman 2, but he had a reason. Zod wanted power and control and wanted Superman to bow down to him like a god. Zod wanted Superman to give up his powers, and Superman tricked Zod thinking he got rid of his powers, but instead reversed it on Zod. Then again, you could argue whether or not if Zod survived or not if he really did die in the second movie. When I saw this part, it really made me sad seeing Superman who we all know is an icon who stands for truth, justice, and the American way, kill one of his enemies. In this movie, he had no reason to kill Zod. Those civilians could have run away, or Superman could have blocked Zod's heat vision with his arms and fly away with him and make sure Zod did not kill those civilians. I think it's also a big shock to me on seeing how Superman caused a lot of collateral damage in this movie and letting people die while he fights General Zod. Superman would bring the fight against enemies somewhere else to make sure that we're not even close to friendly civilians. I'm thinking, wow, while Superman is fighting General Zod, he's careless, not being aware of his surroundings, and I'm also thinking that he's very neglectful. The part when he fights at IHOP and other product placements like Sears, 7-Eleven, and U-Haul, it's like something out of a bad Super Bowl commercial. My biggest complaint is Kevin Costner in this movie as Jonathan Kent. Oh my god, he was just awful in this film. His dialogue was terrible. The part when he said maybe you should have let those kids die in the bus accident. I get it, he was afraid of his son being exposed to the world, but that was not the right answer and response. In the TV show Smallville, anytime Clark Kent fell down or was unsure if he made the right choice, or if he did the right thing, John Snyder had better dialogue and gave the best advice than this. It really shocks and surprised me the writers got away with this. I'm surprised no one said anything during the making of this movie. As bad as Kevin Costner was as Jonathan Kent, I'm surprised Clark did not save him during the tornado. And again, I like Kevin Costner as an actor. He's done a lot of good movies like Field of Dreams, Untouchables, and other good films, but as Jonathan Kent, he is just really bad in this movie. Kevin Costner, who I really love and admire as an actor, but unfortunately in this movie, he is just downright terrible. Kevin Costner's done a lot of good films that I like Field of Dreams and Untouchables, but Jonathan Kent, he fails me. For what I am about to say is going to come as a surprise and shocker that, after seeing this movie, it made me lose faith and give it up on Superman movies. Even if they reboot it again, it's been done to death. How many more times does it need to be rebooted again? And how many more times am I going to keep seeing the same format over and over again? At this point, I'd rather watch the DC animated movies like The Red Son Superman, based on the Red Son Superman comic book. What's great about those movies, no continuity, I don't need to watch them in order. They take a popular Superman comic book, graphic novel, story arc, into a 1 hour and 30-minute movie, or make it into 2 parts, depending how long the comic book is. If they make a sequel to Man of Steel at this point in the DC Extended Universe, I am not bothering to go stay in the movie theaters. I'd rather stay home, watch Smallville, the Superman animated films, the 90s cartoons, Christopher Reeves. That's good enough for me at this point in my life with Superman movies. So that was my review of Man of Steel. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe, hit that notification bell to get the latest updates on my YouTube channel. And I will see you next time. Stay tuned for Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice.